Industry, this is a membership-based organization where it represents business people as a private institutions. So this is an advocacy group which take care of interests of the business community in this country. It has been expensive for our business people to do business during this time of COVID-19. Why? Is because an entrepreneur need to buy the PPEs for his employees, which are very expensive. Imagine you have maybe 100 or even 50 employees, and you are buying masks each day for these members of staff. Again, increasingly, it's becoming very expensive to run a business during this time. In terms of movement, we've been affected so much. People who are doing manufacturing are not able to get raw materials from the source on time. Agricultural products are not reaching the market at the right time. Of course, they are affected because of the curfew. Again, fertilizers and farm products, there have been some delays because most of them are coming from Mombasa or Nairobi. There have been some delays because of the curfew reaching our town of Eldoret, which is an agricultural hub. So the business are not able to pay their rents. There is a loss of income, because the sales are very low. So they are not able to pay rent. They are not able to pay their employees. Of course, they are not able to pay their loans. Most of them have loans with these banks. And really, it's a difficult situation for the business community.
This year, when the outbreak of COVID-19 began, we shared with the members of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And right at the beginning in April, and already the members were having issues in terms of challenges which the members were facing. So we shared with the directors in the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and they said they wanted to be able to put together information as to what the members are experiencing so that they can be able to share with other stakeholders. And particularly, they wanted to share with the county government and also the national government what their members were facing. So we agreed at the end of March to carry out a survey, and together with my colleagues, we were able to conduct the survey in April, beginning of April. For 2 weeks, we conducted the survey amongst all the members of the chamber. There are more than 400 members who are already in the record, whose contacts were available in the offices, and we were able to contact all of them to find out what they were experiencing with regard to the outbreak of the COVID-19. So these enterprises, which are members of the chamber, are the ones we can regard as micro and small. About 70% have less than 50 employees. It's only 30% who may be regarded as medium enterprises. And then when we looked at how they're operating in terms of finances, we also noted that most of them rely heavily on the finances which they are circulating, which emanate from sales, and then they use that to be able to buy the stocks for the following day and so on. And with regard to the effect of the coronavirus, we were able to establish that more than 60% of the enterprises have laid off their employees in some way. And some of them have sent their employees on leave. Some have also sent their employees on unpaid leave. So when we also inquired from these enterprises about their expectations in terms of the performance at the end of this year, most of them expressed fears in terms of their businesses. Their performance of the enterprises will be very low. The ones which rely on supplies from other regions are also having challenges because the supplies are irregular. They are not regular supplies. So it's a challenge for the enterprises, and they are going through that and they are devising new measures and they are devising new ways.
Tulikuwa na wafanyikazi 18 kabla maneno ya corona ianze. Alafu baadaye tumepunguza wafanyikazi mpaka tumebaki na 4 peke yake. Wengine wamekosa ajira, lakini kwa uwezo wa Mungu wanajimudu jinsi wenye wanaweza pata mapato. COVID-19 has affected the entire sector of the jua kali. If we start with the metal fabrication, so many of us have been working for schools. That is the primary schools, secondary schools, and also other institutions of higher learning. But since all the schools have been closed, we've lost work. The business has gone down. The cost of livelihood has gone so high, we cannot meet the conditions. And if we go also to the sector of the carpentry, that is woodwork also. Woodwork also has been affected because we are having our neighbors and the entire Uasin Gishu County. The entire work has been affected. Before the COVID came, we manufactured even 200 lockers. That is the desk for the high schools. They were here in plenty. You can see even the structures that we made. So we could manufacture plenty. And right now we cannot even go to schools even looking for our funds so that for the payment. So everything is at a standstill.
Dasi nimepika chai. Sasa hiyo vitu yote nitapeleka wapi? Na mimi kazi yangu ni ya Asula. Musa yangu ni wa Asula. Mimi mwenyewe ni Asula. Mtoto yangu alikuwa anafanya Fadhili, alikuwa anafundisha Fadhili Academy. Tangu shule ilifungwa, saa hii hatuna chakula yote ya kukula. Hatuna mahali penye tutaenda, tufanye nini?
So the COVID pandemic has had a number of challenges to us. Number one, because of social distancing and the government suspending public gatherings, we are not able to train our farmers. So we are not able to train farmers, we are not able to visit them, to do extension services. That's a major challenge. Number two is in terms of distribution. When the government introduced curfew, there were some places that we are not able to reach before 6 initially, before it was changed to 9 o'clock. Also, the issue of entering Nairobi became a challenge because we have a number of farmers within Nairobi, Mombasa, Kilifi, Kwale, and Lamu. So that was a major challenge. Number two is that the farmers feared traveling. So even to come to the office or to book chicks from the Acrobats, it was an issue. So many farmers shied away from coming out to book chicks, to make inquiries. We are not able to train them. We are not able to support them in the farms because of that need for social distancing. So that was the major challenge, is distribution, farmer education, and allowing farmers to come and access information. Initially, we did what we call the decongestion. So we let some staff work from home, and we reduced the number of staff that come to the office. All right. In the field, in the farms, we did not sack anybody because we sort of limited off days for about 2 months. So that the farm, the workers were restricted to the place of work. So in the hatchery, the workers were in the hatchery. In the farms, they were in the farms. We have not laid off anybody.
Tangu janga hili litokee, tumepata shida kubwa sana, especially sisi wenye magari, kwa sababu magari yenyewe haifanyi kazi yoyote. Hata wengine wanadaiwa gharama. Hata sisi madereva tulikuwa nahitaji mshahara kutoka kwao, hawana njia yote ya kutupatia mshahara. Shida yenye tuko naye kubwa ni ya kwamba hata kulisha watoto nyumbani, na wengine wetu wengi huwa ni nyumba zao ni za kukodesha. Hawana njia yote ya kulipa ile nyumba, hawana na mapato mwingine pengine hakuwa na mshahara ingine ya kupata mapato. Sasa wamekuwa na shida mingi sana, ni janga kubwa sana.
As chamber, we had to come in to intervene because that's our mandate, to make sure that even if we have the pandemic, we still have businesses operating normally. And we have some members of our chamber who are actually doing transport business, and more so in this region, people are doing value addition in terms of agriculture and many other sectors of economy. And we had to organize for essential permits for our members and many other members of the business community in this region, so that they are able to move their items from this region to other parts of the country. And I'm happy that we have many members of chamber and many members of the business community in this town who've benefited from that special permit, where they're able to move their wares from one place to the other without any hitches at all.
We have been members of the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Uasin Gishu branch from 2018. But since COVID came in, we have realized the true benefits of being a member. Through the advocacy, poultry has now been included as part of essential services, meaning that we are able to supply chicks and eggs across the country without any constraints. The chamber has been conducting trainings to companies on how they can re-engineer their business to survive during these difficult times. So with that, we have been able to see how we can re-engineer some parts of the business, do restructuring here and there, to be able to sustain operations during these difficult periods.
We request both the national and the county government to give the stimulus package directly to the Juakali sector. So we would request this money to come as immediately as possible, so that we can grow the economy and we do the economic recovery.
During the COVID pandemic, I received a request from a number of my tenants. They requested that to cushion them against the challenges of the COVID, I should consider reducing for them rent. So I took an initiative and called the property shareholders, and we sat down and we agreed that they have supported us for a number of years, and it was only good that we understand their problem and cushion them. So we removed 20% for 3 months over that period, so that they can be able to navigate through the challenge.
To our property manager, nataka kuwashukuru kwa sababu wameweza kutupatia hiyo discount on kulipa rent. So hata kama sales zimeenda chini, at least tunaweza kukava na ile 20% tumeweza kutolewa. So tunawashukuru kwa hilo.
This pandemic has affected our businesses. This is a retail practiced activity. We want to say that the business has been down, and since that we depend on maybe prescriptions or over-the-counter products, so since the introduction of maybe regulations of curfew, we want to say that our sales or our practices has gone down, and we really want to appreciate the fact that our house managers has really played a big role in reductions of maybe rent, and they have done so, and we really want to thank them, because if it was not for them, maybe we could not have managed to operate our businesses.
Kwa kweli tangu ugonjwa ingie, biashara imeenda chini kabisa, hata karibu tufunge. Lakini landlord yetu Maraba Investment akiongozwa na property manager Sets Maraba wametupunguzia rent kwa hii muda mwenye iko hapa, ili kwa tuwezeshe sisi tuweze kufanya biashara.
This special partnership between the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Uasin Gishu and the academia in Moi University is one of the first of its kind. It's the first one in the region, and what is important to take note of is that over time the industry and the businesses have been operating on their own, while the academia has been developing programs without really having a good link. COVID-19 has created a very serious crisis for businesses. Some of them, the issues that have been raised, bring in issues to do with the crisis management, which unfortunately most small, medium-sized enterprises have challenges responding to crisis. This is affecting all of them currently, to the extent that we propose seriously looking at the business models, the existing one, so that we can remodel them and begin looking at the enterprises in a different way. We know very well that the crisis has led to situations where enterprises are unable to meet their obligations, serious ones being finance and HR contracts, amongst others. We think that the way out right now is to begin by mapping them out. That means we need to look at the enterprises on the basis of the level of effects, the negative effects that this crisis has caused, so that we are able then to identify the ones who are in different levels of effects, and then from there we are able to address them. One is to be able to empower the business people and entrepreneurs to be able to respond, first of all, because this is something which most people, actually no one planned for, and then try to recover from the situation where they are in. And then from there, we need to remodel the enterprises for growth.
We've given our business community some time to comply with the licensing. We have also allowed those who are paying land rates. We have extended the period. We have extended to 30th of June from 30th of March, so that people could struggle to ensure that they are able to meet that deadline.